Hey everyone, so if you use a Didam or an MG100, chances are you're pretty stoked right now because there's a couple new mags coming out for those markers. And at first glance, these mags look really similar. They seem to do pretty much the same thing, but they're definitely different. They definitely have a few different features. So I wanted to essentially just like show you the differences between the two mags. This is not intended to be like this one's better. I'm not going to come to a conclusion saying like this one's the best and this one's the worst. Although I do think that one of these is definitely going to be the best for you. Like everyone I think is going to have a preference on these things. So I want to make sure you're well informed. And obviously, just in case you don't know, we're talking about the Eclipse continuous feed mag and then the FID continuous feed mag. The Eclipse one is going to hold 20 or 21 paintballs or first strikes, depending on what you're loading, and the FID is going to be 21 or 22. So the FID does have an extra one ball capacity, but like, you know, it's essentially a 20 round mag. In terms of performance, they are pretty much exactly the same. Like they're both going to do exactly the same thing. They are going to feed as fast as you can shoot. So if you're using a Didam with full auto, like no problem, either one of these is going to feed for you. And they're essentially the same size. So they're going to fit in the same pouches, stuff like that. Where things get to start to differ is definitely where you load them. How you load them is very different. With the FID mag, you can just pop the paintballs in the top and then just basically push the follower down that way. Or if you don't want to have to fight against the spring, you can use one of these weird little guys and basically you just ram it in there. It's going to push the follower back, lock it in place, and then you can pop the paintballs in without actually having to like fight against the spring tension. With the Eclipse mag, it's definitely, so you got to wind it. It does have a winder. If you don't like how stiff it is to wind, there is a little Allen key hole in there, so you can put an Allen key in, make it easier on yourself. And after you've wound it, you can either pop them in the top, just like the FID mag, or you can actually take that plate off and then just load them in through the side. With regular paintballs, this is definitely the easiest way to do it. With first strikes, I actually kind of prefer putting them in the top because it's a little weird getting them all aligned, but like you got options, which is always nice. In terms of construction, they both feel like super solid. They both feel like they're very sturdy. I don't think either of these are gonna break, but obviously they're very new, so like I can't really comment on that. Like maybe a year down the line, we're gonna see that one of them definitely ages faster or falls apart easier or whatever, but like, I don't know. They both seem solid. They're both very new, so we're just gonna have to find that out in time. Regarding the followers, the Eclipse mags are gonna come with followers that, when used in the MG100, are gonna stop the bolt from cycling if the mag runs dry. Now, the FID mags don't come with that follower, but they are available as an upgrade after the fact. It should be noted though, if you have these followers, do not use them in a Didam because they could actually damage your bolt potentially. So really cool for the MG100, but if you're using it in a Didam, you want to switch to the Didam followers. In terms of disassembly, again, super different. The Eclipse mag, if you have to fully disassemble it, is not toolless. It definitely takes an Allen key and it's like a little bit fiddly, but it's not that bad. But the cool thing is that you probably won't have to disassemble it very often, if ever, because if you need to clean out the inside, you just take the plate off and you can do it that way. So that's like really quick and easy. So if you fully have to disassemble it, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I don't think you'll have to do that often. As for the FID mag, obviously it doesn't have the plate, so like you're not gonna be able to just clean it out really quickly, but the disassembly is fully toolless. Like you don't need any tools and it's really not hard. So like when you do have to disassemble these, it's really not a big deal at all. So again, not really one of them better than the other. They're just very different. And I think the last thing, which like to some people will not matter at all and to some people will matter the most, would be the aesthetics, would be what they actually look like. The Eclipse mag obviously has this clear plate. Cool thing about the clear plate is when it's loaded, you can actually see how many rounds you have in there. And there's actually little indicators that will actually show you how many rounds are left in the mag. Some people really like that. Some people, specifically me, actually prefer their mags to be opaque just purely for aesthetic reasons. I'm weird. I just like them when they're just a solid black. So like to me, I like the FID mag better, but just so you know, we're not just going off my word for it. I'm gonna show you. So got an MG100 here. So that's that's the Eclipse mag. It looks essentially just like the previous mags did, the flippy ones, only it's got this clear plate so you can see the paintball. So, you know, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look special at all. And then, so, I mean, I think you can agree that that looks a little bit cooler, especially if you're going for more like realism. This definitely like looks more realistic. So I like that. I like the curvy boys, but it's like, it's totally personal preference, right? So that is pretty much it on these magazines. Like I said earlier, I'm not saying one of them is better than the other one. I just think that they're very different, and chances are, like, if you have one of these markers and can use these, you're going to prefer one of these over the other one. So now hopefully you're more informed and you can make a better decision. But what do you guys think? Like, do you have a preference? Is one of these like way better than the other one? If you think that, tell us why in the comments. We'd love to hear that. And as always, thanks for watching.